Blessings, Geminis. This is your reading for April 2024, and we are focusing our frequency, our intentions to make the most of this beautiful eclipse that is coming in for us in April. So if you are watching this before, I hope this gives you some guidance of how to bring your intention and focus into these energies. And I do just want to thank you all for subscribing, liking, and especially commenting. We love to hear how these readings are resonating or what is going on in your life that you feel is connected to these readings intuitively. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up your first card. So you are starting with the first level of the two. And anytime there's two, there's always three energies. And I love this. It's really interesting because just this morning there was a comment about the one to the two to the three, and I had a lot of fun playing in the codes. I'll go ahead and pull up your DMT code of what's next so that you can see these are the DMT codes right here that are connected in the frequency of 963, and each of them has an intelligence. And look at this, you're having two twos. So this is really fun. But in this download, I'm just gonna tell you a story because I guess I'm supposed to. So I was driving home. I was driving through New Mexico, and and the whole entire drive is a 2-day drive, and I had all these downloads coming through, and they were really high frequencies, and I was just attuning. I didn't necessarily know what they were yet, and one just came in so strongly. I actually had to pull off the highway, and I ended up throwing up on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. But after I was done, I just like this huge energy came over me, and I looked down, and it was like this glowing white blue orb in my heart space that had a triangle. And I started seeing all of the codes going one, two, three, and then in the middle, they would collapse all together into one frequency that was a six. And then it went 4, 5, 6, and they all collapsed together and it became a six. And then it was 7, 8, 9. They all collapsed together and went six. And then it went 11, 22, 33, and they all collapsed together and it made the 36. And I saw how when the codes, what they call junk DNA, which are really uncoding codes, are really coding. And what they're coding with is bringing us back into the ascended DNA or the ascended cell of our divine, or whatever word sounds good to you. So if you want to use the word God there, source, the intelligence, we're all talking about the same thing and whatever resonates with you. And I this just happened like a couple of days ago, and it's changed me in some way. And there was definitely a shift in my DNA. And when I read this comment, he was literally almost to the T. Daryl, if you're listening to this, I'm talking to you, was describing my download, and I had come home and I had mapped it all out. I have all these equations and images and what's happening, and then he had this beautiful just writing about it. So I don't even remember what reading it was on, but it would be worth going and looking for it. Okay, I'm going to move on. So sorry about that, but I just feel like, well, what's the point is the two, anytime there's one energy and there's an energy anytime there's two energies, there's always the third, right? And that's the divine intelligence. And that's what I'm feeling for you right here is that you're kind of everything that you're seeing or everything in your life is is a gateway to seeing beyond what you're seeing and inviting that frequency of the divine to come in, and it's forever changing you. You are truly starting to see that there is a bridge between the reality that you're experiencing and a reality that's beyond that. And you're I don't, it take a moment to just maybe feel into your heart space and just ask yourself, like, am I willing to see beyond what I can see? Am I willing to surrender what I feel is true and invite this beautiful energy that is just above me or just beyond my consciousness to fully come into my heart space so that I can be forever changed? So that's the invitation in this first card for you. I really feel that. Okay. What is being reflected back to you? And I'm just getting chills on this because it's just so beautiful. If you really look at this, you can see a little bit of that kind of eternal frequency, that eternal energy of, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to my story because there was so much in this download and it happened in such an instant, and it keeps coming back of showing me more clarity. But one of the things that was showing is that the ascended cell or the ascended DNA is in a circle. And it's also this 13th energy, but it's not 13 energy. It's just all 12 energies actually are one energy, right? And so we separate them out because we're in linear time. But when you connect them all, it's one energy, which you could say is another energy, but it's not. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm feeling in this card. But what it was showing is the pi symbol, 3.14. Ironic, right? And I think it's ironic too because it is my birthday, and I'm always celebrating that Pi Day. And so that's what I feel here is okay. So let's go back to this first card, the double twos. The invitation was, am I willing to see beyond the reality that I've created for myself? Am I willing to see beyond what I feel is true, meaning you feel is true? And then this card is showing you that when we let go of having to hold attachments in a reality that we've created is a limitation. But when we commit to seeing beyond that, everything opens up and we step into that circumference, that linear timeline of just the full magic, right? It's our body feels different, our frequency feels different, our thoughts are different. I hope you can feel that as I'm speaking of it, because there's some sort of like what I'm feeling in this card, and I don't know if this is the right word, but I'm using it because it's coming through. There's some sort of like colonization of consciousness into the frequency of source in those activated DNA codes. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this isn't going too far for you. I hope I'm not losing you guys. And if you're still with me, thank you. Because, I'm going to say one more thing. I don't know why I'm just on one, I guess, but I was really feeling into all of you that are hanging out with us. And it came to me that you are a master. The ones that are hanging out are in you are a master wherever you are in that mastery, of whether you're in the beginning and you're just remembering, if you're living in your mastery or beyond that. But that's what the codes kept showing, is that to be able to receive the information through a universal language, through the numbers and the DMT codes, there's a level where we have to move past programming to actually connect to the frequency of what they're holding and receive the transmission that's behind it. And I really feel in your comments how much you are experiencing that frequency. And I have to say, it's so humbling, and there's so much gratitude in being able to hold a reflection in this sacred space with you. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to move on. Okay, your DMT code that you're getting here is is the foundation. So it's when we open up and we allow that synchronicity and the ability to just be in flow, releasing the attachments and expectations and to think that we understand or that we know, and we just surrender into the intelligence is where we feel the most comfortable and held. And I love this reading for you. Just already, I can feel the power in it. So if you are feeling maybe as though, I don't know, this is for somebody, it's like almost like life is crumbling around you, but in the best way possible, and that you're finding a foundation in movement and change and in there's like magic in that. I'll leave it there and we're going to keep going and I'm going to stay focused. Let's do this, Gemini. Okay. Okay. So in your spot where this is what you're not seeing, and this is the embodiment level of the 9. I love this because if you really look at it, so this is a tulip leaf, and then there's a big one and then there's a little one. And the little one's the mini me. It's the little voice that tries to get in our way, and your little mini me is very small. And it's good to recognize that, to know that, you really are seeing beyond the illusion. So I'm going to invite you right now, as you are committing to releasing the reflection of the reality that you have created, agreed to, that there is a level of mastery in seeing the illusion of that creation. And this is what's being called of you, is to see the illusion of what's been created, because there's more for you to move into, and it is at such a deeper space. And another way of saying that is that there's a higher frequency of your experience when you let go of, like, okay, I made it this far, it's amazing, look what I've created. Or maybe it's not that great and you're experiencing the crumbling down because you can feel that there's something else that's about to come and replace it. And this is saying, yes, that is true. And it's going to be so much better. And it's one moment. I'm just going to invite you to just take a moment and just connect to your heart space, because there is definitely a download that's happening right now. And I just feel like it's worth it to take a moment and just allow yourself to feel it. If you want to pause the recording, I even invite you to do that and just really connect to the frequency that's activating right now. I'm going to go ahead and see what the DMT code is. Another 9. It's time to break through the illusion. It's So this is what you're not seeing. And so if you are looking for an answer, if you're looking for your next, if you're looking for guidance or clarity, what's being asked is to see beyond what you can see. It's tapping into that intelligence that's within you, that source space within you, and just resting your consciousness there. You may not see the illusion in that very moment, but asking to see through the illusion in all aspects of your life. And if there's one place in your life in particular that is really causing you static or problems or heartache, invite that into your heart space and just say, I'm willing. I'm willing to see the illusion. Show me. I'm ready to see the illusion. Show me. Okay, so this is your co-creation space. So once you have invited that frequency of the willingness to see what is not seen, to see beyond what is seen, to see beyond the veil, you open the space of, this is the three, right? It's like, so over here, you're the one to the two. And this is when that third energy comes in with clarity. It's the three. And you get to experience that source space for just a moment. And that's the co-creation, is that you always can invite the three in. You don't have to stay in the illusion. Say, I'm willing to see beyond the illusion. And then boom, that energy comes in, that source frequency comes in for you to focus on, focusing your attention there, for bringing your consciousness into that frequency. And then you open up and you move beyond, and you move into a place of co-creation with that frequency of this, of source, of the divine, of God, whatever you want to say there. Which is, okay, the three, when you're moving into that third frequency and you're moving beyond the illusion, you step into a mastery of creation. What more amazing way to live your life than to be willing to step into a frequency beyond your understanding and co-create in that space with an intelligence that's beyond your programmed reality? What a gift. I'm just blown away. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Okay, so particles of possibility are getting another three. And this is showing you that when you're doing this and you're attuning your consciousness to that frequency outside of the illusion, because you have said, I am willing to see the illusion so that I can move beyond it. Boom, it opens up, shows you what it is. You start to focus it, bring your attention, your consciousness into that. And then you're given a co-creation space. And then when you're moving into the possibilities, it's focusing your thoughts and your attention and what is being asked of you to create. And at first, it does take discipline and focus. And you'll see that this is like the bullseye. All of your focus goes on what is being asked of me and taking action in that, because that's what breaks through you out of the illusion, the attachments to that programmed reality, and brings you into that abundance and flow and that beautiful frequency of co-creation in mastery. Okay, so what's supporting you in that is the willingness to change. It's the willingness to keep going in the change. I'm getting, for some of you, it's kind of like, thank goodness, right? I'm just getting that this is such a good change that you're all just welcoming it. It's almost like you've been waiting to see the illusion so that you could move beyond it and move into this beautiful space of master creation. And here you are, you're focusing, you're watching everything change, and you're just all about it, is what I'm feeling. I don't even care what's being manifested, because I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm connected to my divine. I am creating magic. This is my purpose. This is my destiny. This is what I came here to do. And thank goodness I am finally moving out of that heavy, dense reality that was no longer serving me. Amen. Moving on. Okay, So you're ending in your probability of the 6, and if I just love this card, it's such a happy little card. I see these as little bubbles, and then you have this magic wand, which is the little triangle, and you're just popping the bubbles, and you're like, "Yeah, that doesn't serve me anymore. I don't need that in my life anymore, and I don't need this in my life anymore." And then the ones that you do, you get to have this little bubbly, happy champagne happy energy, and but you have the ability to pop the illusions that no longer serve you. How fun is this? And the other thing that the 6 is also showing is it's kind of what it's the okay, this is what's coming to me. It's sticks and stones don't break my bones, or sticks and stones will break my bones, but will words will never hurt me. So this is one of those ones where you are no longer letting others' words or their opinions, they don't matter anymore. It's like you are owning your power. You are owning this choice and moving into this direct, beautiful relationship with your inner truth. And you're making the changes, and you're feeling supported, and you're feeling the grace and the love, both internally and just that the energies that are supporting you. I really feel there's just this huge download that's going to come through for you in this next eclipse. I want to know about it. I really want to know what this reading is about for you because it is so powerful. And so the 6 is also the beginning of new friendships, soul family. I want to invite you into our soul family because we already love and adore you. And um, I'm going to see what DMT code you're getting here. Yes, your reset. It's go time. I almost feel okay, so this is what I'm hearing. Between now and the eclipse on the 8th of, I'm talking about the big one in April, April 8th. I want you to like get your magic wand and just write down all of the things that you're ready to pop and get just have boom, it's just out of your life. It's just gone. There's no effort except for to just get a little pin and go boop, and you pop the bubble. I want you to write down all of the things that you're wanting to release. And I don't know, do something where you're burning it, bringing, having all of it released between even like starting it on March 25th on that first eclipse. And just taking that time between that eclipse and the 8th of April, just shedding all that you're ready to release and ask, okay, what am I ready to release that I'm not aware of? And, ask to see the illusion and just be willing to release it. And then on that eclipse, I want you to bring in the strongest intention of that connection of being a master creator in the frequency of source. That's this co-creation space right here that you can step into. I mean, and so many of you already are. All we're doing is amplifying this. So that's what I'm getting. So I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like I'm talking a lot, and I hope that you are, if you're still with me, thank you. I know I can be a lot at times. All right, my beauties, let's go ahead and code you. Hands on heart. And if there's a few things that you're ready to release in this moment, I just invite you to see that little pin and just popping those bubbles. And then just connecting into that master creator that is very active and ready to fully show you the master that you are. Oh, my daughter just got home. Okay, so let's go ahead and code you. All right, so we're going to code you with the DMT codes 2492251. Just feeling that as it activates in your body, which I feel like you are already activated because there's definitely a download that came in for you today. All right, my lovelies, definitely let me know how this resonated, what's coming through for you. And I look forward to hearing what you're releasing and what beautiful creations are coming in for you.